this veteran stunt performer said to me, "The car does not hit you, you hit the car." That was one of those last little threads that kind of went into that ball of all the stuff that I had, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's it. Generally, if it's a big wreck, it's one and done. When it comes to smaller things, like, sometimes second unit driving, we're trading paint, ping-ponging off each other. They'll get a different angle so you can get away with using the same car over and over for certain things. But generally, the bigger the wreck, the less chance there is that you're gonna ever have a take two. Just the simple fact that there are less jobs available. When you see a show, you see a movie, generally the girl's not in the big car wreck. All the goons that you see on TV are generally guys, they're not women. And then again, as you age as a woman, your opportunities to double are going to be fewer. Now it's a little tougher to double, say, a 20-something-year-old actress, and you're kind of in that weird position where you're like, what can you do as far as, to keep going in your career? Doubling is wonderful. You get a chance to meet a lot of different actresses. Some are very hands-on, and some are just like, I don't want to do that. I'm so glad you're here. You're gonna do all of that running, all of that climbing, all of that falling. Have at it. Just most recently, I was the double for Natasha Lyonne on Russian Doll for the whole first season. There was a lot of deaths, obviously, a lot of stunts for her on that show. The one where she falls down the stairs, like the three, we did the montage. We called it Stairfall Mania Day. I think we did a total of 9 times that day. And then there was one where she goes over the banister. They're like, well, how do you want to do it? And I'm thinking, it's just one of those things, like gravity is going to take over. I kind of had an idea. And when I saw it, I just literally laughed out loud because it's just legs, arms, like things just going everywhere, and it just worked. It makes you feel very vulnerable. You're recreating all these different ways that we as humans could possibly meet our demise. But at the same time, it makes you feel so alive. You kind of think, well, maybe if you had the time, you could wiggle your way out of it, or you'd have the wherewithal to avoid that situation to begin with. You have to be a jack of all trades and master of some. So you definitely want to take something that you can specialize in, and you're the best that you can possibly be at that. You have gymnasts, you have martial artists. Like me, I came from a horse background, and I also am a stunt driver. So you really have to market yourself according to your specialty, but at the same time work on building your other skill sets so that you're a well-rounded performer. You're not just a one-trick pony. I always carry a block of wood. I know it sounds weird, I've done it forever. I tape that to the inside of my roll cage, and it's been in every wreck I've ever done. The second thing is I always wear the same socks when I crash. I do wash them, but not every time. And I always make it a point to tell the coordinator, when we are ready to go and we are hitting it, I want you to tell me, Becca, we're crashing for real. And I want those exact words said over the radio. No, I've been very lucky, knock on wood. Aside from bumps, bruises, and the occasional, strain, pull, whatever, your body takes a beating. You're falling down literally for a living. We're trying actually to push for an early retirement because at some point your body's kind of spent. It was at a live show. I had just started being allowed to do crashes, and I was doing my first rollover. Nailed it, and the entire stands, you just get up on top of your car, you're waving to the crowd, you take your helmet off, and they see that you're a girl, and the place went bananas. And then later, they had, a meet and greet, and this woman was there with her 2 daughters, and she just said, thank you for showing them that they can. And it just really, really resounded with me that this woman is excited that her daughters see that a woman can perform this type of stunt. I also signed a banana that day, so that was kind of one of those weird, those weird kind of shows. Kid, all he had for me to sign was literally a banana.